Good evening to me, and most probably good morning to all of you, since I will upload this video tomorrow early in the morning. Um, this is a bit of an unusual way of promoting a session, but we agreed together with the entire organizing team and the editorial team. We agreed that the International Academic Summer Forum in Augsburg is a truly unorthodox event in the history of the organization. So we will try to follow the boundaries that we have set for ourselves, and hopefully inspire people to do the same thing when they apply to the event. The main reason why I'm recording this video is to talk a bit more about the vision that we have set up on behalf of the board of a session, and why you as a person, as an EYP, should apply to the event. First things first, I have to let you know that the vision of the board for the chairs team is has been heavily influenced by previous international sessions and best practices learned from those events, and in particular the international session in LAX was a great influence for us. So using the opportunity, a shout out to my entire LAX chairs team. Great job that you did there. And the session inspired lots of EYPers in different countries, and this event is one example of how we can ensure the inclusivity of the organization, and that ideas created there are more and more sustainable. Talking of inclusivity, if you check the vision document that we have together with the call, you can see that it is one of the two main cornerstones of our vision, together with educational impact. And we think that inclusivity at such an event that has very high academic standards is truly of very important, of much importance. What we mean by inclusivity is inclusivity at different stages, at different levels. We want to ensure, firstly, that within the chairs team we manage to create an atmosphere where every single member of the chairs team feels included. And to do that, one simple trick that we have for the very beginning is we won't have academic body groups per se, which means that when you write your topic overviews, each of the two vice presidents will have an input, and we will make sure that you have a more or less equal chance to communicate your wishes and ideas with every single member of the board, and we ensure that we are equally supportive of you, and that your wishes are taken into account. But then again, we will try to ensure that this sense of inclusivity moves from the pre-session process to the session as well, and we will try to, instead of being a bunch of body groups, we'll try to be a coherent chairs team. But besides that, we want to have an inclusive officials team as well, and to make sure that we are not just a bunch of different teams worrying about our own wishes and taking care of our problems, but we are there for one another. And one approach that we have taken towards that means is that the session will promote close cooperation between the chairs team and the media team in particular. You will be divided into classes of 4, so two chairs team members and 2 media team members will work together as a cluster on their 2 topics, and this will also continue within the inter-team body groups, where organizers will also join you, and you will have coherent inter-team body group that will start from the pre-session process as well and continue working throughout the session to ensure that there are at least several people in the entire officials team that you manage to bond with. And the sense of inclusivity doesn't end within the officials team. We want to ensure that delegates who attend the session are also treated with respect from all of us and are more or less treated as equals. And we'll try to promote open and fair contact communication between different officials and different delegates. And in this sense, because this is a special session where all participants are, or almost all of them, are adults. In that sense, we'll make sure that we treat one another as adults. And that means obviously respect, but that also means open contact. The second component of our vision is educational impact. And I think, or we as a board believe that an event of such a high academic caliber must leave great impact, and first the educational impact on all of its participants. And for that, we once again have prepared several tools that will help us. First things first, I already mentioned the cluster idea, and that means that two committees, delegates from the two committees that are in the same cluster will have an opportunity to work much closer together. We will ensure interactivity between those two committees through two interactive modules, and we will also have a special event that is completely new in the organization, a press conference. I won't tell you much about this. You can check the vision, you can check the academic concept that is also on the members platform, but this is truly an exceptional event, and I think Alex, since the media team is mostly taking care of this concept, will also briefly mention her views on how they want to approach this concept. Honestly, another great way of having a sustainable educational impact is through two general assemblies, which means also that we'll have a lobby event, a lobby night, of which I'm a great fan of. And I think lobby events and true general assemblies also contribute to more inclusive session, more support from within the delegates, and also ensure that we have more thought through resolutions, and the output that we have, or the output that the delegates come up with, is more in touch with the academic standards that we have set up for ourselves. Well, in this slide, if you have any questions, you may, or if there is anything unclear, please leave a comment under the post that I'll post. That will also inform me that you have watched this video for 8 minutes and 47 seconds, and that you were not fed up with it. So thank you very much for that. And lastly, there is a great number of sessions that are taking place at the end of summer or beginning of fall, and the summer forum that's taking place in Augsburg, which is in Bavaria region, which is also a bit fun, coming from yesterday's loss of Bayern München to Real Madrid. And let me just say that Keylor Navas is just a god of soccer. Again, if you have any questions related to a session or the concept, or why why Augsburg is much better than anything else that has ever existed in the organization, feel free to leave a comment below. And I hope to receive your notes, and stay in touch. Take care, and have a productive rest of the week.